Well, hello, folks. It's been a while since I've been with you. I think Easter was the last time I did any video, and I thought I'd hop in. It's a rather warm day today here in Middle Tennessee, but the sun's starting to go down, and it's a little cool. I'm going to get out here before the skeeters and the chiggers started biting, and do a little video for you. This is another guitar, one of my favorite guitars. I say that all the time. They're all my favorites. But this is a sentimental guitar for me because it's the first one that I bought with my own money. And I bought this at Flea World in Sanford, Florida. Flea World is no longer in existence, but at the time it was billed as the largest flea market in America. And they had a little air-conditioned part that had guitars, a guitar shop in there, and I saw this hanging in there one day and thought, oh, this is so cool. It's blue, thin body, and you know, it's acoustic electric, and it plays, sounds just like a full body guitar. It's a Goya, and Goya's used to be a standalone company when they first went into business over 100 years ago. But then by the 1990s, the C.F. Martin Company of Martin Guitars were making these. They were making them overseas, so the price point was a lot cheaper than, say, a regular Martin guitar. But man, what a great sound, and what a great first guitar to buy. And this guitar is sentimental to me also because two different Grand Ole Opry legends have played this guitar. In fact, I've got a picture of the guy that I'm going to do a song for you here in a minute, Mr. Hank Locklin. I got a picture of him playing this guitar in my mom and daddy's living room, and that's really special. He was my friend and mentor. Hank Locklin, oh, he sold over 15 million albums, not singles, but albums. And I think if you count the singles and the albums and the units sold over his career, right now it's 30 plus million that he has sold. He passed away in 2009, and so thankful that his music lives on. What a great friend and mentor he was to me. You know, of course, he had a great song that was #1 for 14 weeks on the Billboard charts. Please help me, I'm falling in love with you. You remember that? That sold 1 million, you know, within the first few months out of the gate, you know, and that was #1 for 14 weeks, and then went to #8 on the pop charts. But he picked up my guitar here and sat in my mom and daddy's living room and sang this song that he wrote, and he recorded it first, and it was a huge hit. It actually hit for him twice, and sold a lot of records. But since then, it's been recorded over 200 plus times by everybody from Dolly Parton to Dwight Yoakam. Just anybody that you can think of that has recorded several albums in their career has recorded this song. And Hank wrote it in 1949, and it was a big hit for him first time in 1950, I believe, and then it was re-released in 57 or 8, and was a huge smash for him. And then Dean Martin came along and made a huge pop hit out of it. And Johnny Tillotson, like I said, everybody has recorded this song. So I'll try to do you a little bit of it right now. Well, let's try that again. Send me the pillow Send me the pillow that you dream on, so darling I can dream on it too. Each night while I'm sleeping, oh so lonely, I share your love and dreams that once were true. Send me the pillow that you dream on, so darling I can dream on it too. Send me the pillow that you dream on. Maybe time will let our dreams come true. Send me the pillow that you dream on, so darling I can dream on it too. I've waited so long for you to write me, but just a memory's all that's left of you. Send me the pillow that you dream on, so darling I can dream on it too. So darling I can dream on it too. Hank Locklin, Send Me the Pillow You Dream On, played this very guitar. Another guy, another Grand Ole Opry great. After I moved to Nashville and was here a few years and started doing the WSM Midnight Jamboree a lot, I'd run into this fella who'd come and do that several times. And we were back in the green room one day, and he said, "Let me see that guitar." I had this guitar, and he said, "That sure is a thin body guitar." And he got on it and started plucking it. He said, "Man, that sounds great." One of the nicest guys in the country music business, a guy by the name of Billy Walker. We lost him tragically to an accident. He were driving back from a show in Mobile, Alabama in 2006. Actually, let's see, I'm posting this on the last day of April. It happened in May, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that. But in May of 2006. The funny thing about that was, or the strange, not ha-ha funny, but strange thing, I was backstage at the Grand Ole Opry the week before and ran into Billy and saw him there, and he said, "Hey, I'm gonna go out here and get me a hot dog." He went out front and got him a hot dog, and he said, "I'm back in dressing room number 8. Why don't you come back there and we'll shoot the bull?" So I did. I went back there in the dressing room, and he had not this guitar, but another guitar at that time, we just passed the guitar back and forth, just playing songs, you know. And he was encouraging me, and I was still a young lad in my 20s, and he said, "You know, why don't you come by the house next week, and I've got some songs that I wrote a long time ago that I think would fit your voice." and I was so looking forward to doing that. And of course, it wasn't but that next week that he passed away. But I always loved Billy, and will fondly remember that night in dressing room 8. You know, it's funny, it could have just been another night, but for some reason I remember that interaction with him very clearly in detail, and I think it was because it was the last time I saw him. But I can remember him walking out of the Opry, because he was one that changed back into his regular street clothes when he changed out of his stage outfit, and he had his garment bag, and it was hanging over his shoulder, and it had the hook right here, and I remember watching him walk out the back door of the Opera House, where the guard station was. And I'll never forget, that's the last image I saw of Billy. But rewind it a couple of years before that, when I was in the green room over at the Ernest Tubb record shop, getting ready to go on, or he was getting ready to go on, and he grabbed this guitar because he wanted to see how it played. And next thing I know, he was belting out one of his big classic songs. You know, back in the 60s, you had Marty Robbins, who had a lot of gunfighter ballads, and Billy was along that vein too. In fact, I don't think this gives him enough credit, but some folks used to call him the poor man's Marty Robbins, because he had it's very similar style, but Billy had his own thing too. I think he was unique. But he started playing this song on my guitar, and it was one of his big hits, and I'll never will forget that, or seeing him play it. On the Chisholm Trail, it was midnight. Carmela was strong on his mind. Because of the life he had chosen, Carmela had left him behind. Too long he had been El Bandito. Carmela had left him alone. But today someone brought a message. She'd been seen in old San Antonio. Cross the Brazos at Waco, ride hard and I'll make it by dawn. Cross the Brazos at Waco, I'm safe when I reach San Antonio. He glanced back over his shoulder. The posse was nowhere in sight. He had sent for Carmela to meet him on the banks of the Brazos tonight. He was waiting, she kept his promise that he'd made such a long time ago, as he dropped the guns that she hated in the muddy Brazos below. Cross the Brazos and Waco, ride hard and I'll make it by dawn. Cross the Brazos and Waco, I'll walk straight in old San Antonio. Then the night flew alive with gunfire. At last he knew he'd been found, as the ranger's badge showed brightly. El Bandito lay on the ground. Carmela knew he was dying, that all of her dreams were in vain. As she kissed his lips for the last time, she heard him whisper again. Cross the Brazos and Waco, ride hard and I'll make it by dawn. Cross the Brazos and Waco, I'm safe when I reach San Antonio. Well, I flubbed the words on that, but you get the idea. Haven't played that in a long time. But thanks for listening, and hope you enjoy these little guitar talks and songs. And I want to thank also my friend Shelly Farrell at Nashville Fretworks, who did a fine repair on this guitar. There was some damage down here, and he was able to repair that and make it look like new. So if you ever need some guitar work in Middle Tennessee, go see him at Nashville Fretworks. You guys have a great rest of the week, and I look forward to seeing you out on the road.